morning we're near Desert Gardens on Coyote Canyon Road, north of DeGiorgio Road, and we're looking at the immersion of a parasitic plant here, this beautiful gold twining plant, which is called California Dodder, D-O-D-D-E-R. And as you can see, the dodder has no green body parts at all, so it cannot conduct photosynthesis on its own. It's a parasite, and in our area it tends to specialize on plants like the desert indigo. In other areas over in the chaparral, it really concentrates on California buckwheat and quite a few other plant species. We also have noted it on the annual wildflowers out here. We've got a patch behind me that I'll show you in a minute on desert pincushion. So the seeds of the dodder will remain dormant out here in this desert area. Scientists think maybe they last 5-6 years in a dormant state, resisting wind and dehydration and all. And then when a good year comes up and water stimulates those seeds, the seeds are actually oriented toward the scent of various host plants like the indigo. And within a couple of days, a few days, those seeds germinate, and the plant has to find an attachment somewhere on this indigo bush or on other host plants, and then it just goes crazy and it grows very rapidly, and it's sapping nutrients and water from the host plant. It puts a root down right through the thin bark of the indigo, right into the xylem and the phloem layers of the plant, sucks those nutrients out. It flourishes, has little tiny flowers, reproduces seeds, and those seeds drop, waiting for the cycle to return. So every few years we see what looks like an invasion. This stuff is called witch's hair. It's called angel hair. And it just looks like it's taking over the plants, like a sci-fi movie. And rarely kills the host. Doesn't pay off to kill your host too much. So it's going to flourish. It's going to go through its own life cycle, sapping all the resources from another plant. If we look back here, we see that how it's taken advantage of the annuals. These are desert pincushions and some dandelions and some old brown-eyed primrose that have passed. And this is just like a spider web. When I feel this, look at how it moves that whole plant. It's completely shading out the hosts. It's going to sap these annuals of probably most of their energy and their moisture. Hopefully they'll be able to produce their own seeds. But the goal of this dodder is to intertwine, tap its roots into the host, sap it, produce its own batch of seeds, and drop them back out into the seed bank. So let's take a real close-up look at some of how this is really twined around this thing. You can see it practically strangles the host. Again, no green parts to this, unlike most plants, which have to have green in order to conduct photosynthesis and transfer light and moisture and nutrients into sugars so it can grow the plant. This has no green plant parts, and it relies totally on the host. So that's dodder. You'll see it widespread in places like Coyote Canyon, the entrance to Fish Creek out in Split Mountain, maybe places like Highway 78, Tamarisk Grove, down into Blair Valley. And it'll persist until it gets way too hot, and then it'll die back. So that's Anza Borrego explained.